Hey guys, it's Measley, and today I'm going to talk about Warcraft 3. Very recently, there was a Warcraft 3 Invitational, where a lot of the old Warcraft 3 pros, such as Grubby, played each other, and this event actually gathered quite a lot of views. Along with this, Blizzard is actually releasing a new Warcraft 3 patch with some quality of life changes as well as new settings that support modern computers. Grubby himself also did an interview with Matt Morris, who is the lead designer of classic games at Blizzard, who actually stated that Blizzard will continue giving Warcraft 3 more support. And I think from Blizzard's standpoint, it would make sense to reboot Warcraft 3, to have the game run along with Battle for Azeroth, or they might even release a remastered version similar to what they did with StarCraft, or even the rumored mobile version. Warcraft 3 is a game close to many of our hearts, and without this game, World of Warcraft would never have been so hyped up at the beginning. It not only greatly expanded upon the Warcraft universe, it also introduced to us many of the heroes and villains that we love today. In fact, the end bosses of Vanilla WoW, Burning Crusade, as well as Wrath of the Lich King, were all introduced in Warcraft 3. What's funny is that its influence runs so deep that the number of WoW subscribers started to drop after Wrath of the Lich King, in which the story of Arthas, one of the most iconic characters of Warcraft, and whose legacy began in Warcraft 3, ended, wrapping up the dynasty of villains that were first introduced in this classic game. That is, until we saw the return of Illidan in Legion. Aside from its story mode campaign, there were also a lot of fan-made custom games that gained popularity in Warcraft 3. The most famous one being Dota, short for Defense of the Ancients. This game built upon the innovative hero system of the original game, and its low barrier to entry compared to classic RTS style gameplay made it so popular that people would log on to Warcraft 3 just to play this game, myself and many of my friends included. In fact, it was so influential that it would act as the springboard to many of the most popular games of today, including Valve's Dota 2, Riot's League of Legends, and Blizzard's very own Heroes of the Storm. Now, let's look at how to get started with Warcraft 3. If it's your first time launching the game, go to settings first, then adjust whatever gameplay settings you want. I personally like to make the scroll speed faster, the music louder, and obviously the graphics better. Click OK when you're done, and now let's look at how to connect to Battlenet. Switch over to the Frozen Throne, then click on the server you want to connect to via the magnifying glass, then connect to Battlenet. Note that for this version of Battle.net, you'll need to create an account specifically for Warcraft 3. You don't simply just log in with your email and password like you do for modern Blizzard games. Once you're in, there are several game modes you can play. The first is Quick Play by clicking on the sword, which immediately queues you up for a ranked game based on your settings. And to access those settings, click on Play Game, and you can select your race, game type, as well as maps you want or do not want. Next, we're going to look at custom games. You can access them by clicking on the piece of paper looking icon at the top. Here you'll find a list of games that people have created, and just feel free to enter any one you find interesting. Having a question mark for the picture means you haven't downloaded the map yet, but worry not, as you'll be able to download it after you join the game. In this game mode, you can also create your own custom games for people to join. As you'll see now, I've joined this weird Dragon Ball game, and let's see how it plays out. Oftentimes these games will not be super polished, but they can still be fun and wacky. Some of the games I recommend are tower defense games and of course Dota. Aside from playing the online game modes, I highly recommend that you try the single player campaign. Since the Frozen Throne campaign follows from the Reign of Chaos campaign, we're going to switch back to Reign of Chaos. The Exodus of the Horde campaign here also offers a gameplay tutorial. Some of the commands that they don't teach you are, for example, grouping, where you highlight your troops and press Shift 1 or whichever number you want your group to be. You can also highlight individual units to press Shift plus the number to add them to that group. Next, the command attack ground is also very useful, and you do that by pressing A on your keyboard and clicking on the ground. By doing that, your units will prioritize the closest enemies to them, instead of them running all the way to the unit you right-clicked, which may or may not be as optimal. And with that, we've reached the end of my video. Again, if you've never tried Warcraft 3, I highly recommend that you try it, because if you love World of Warcraft, then you'll definitely love this game as well. You can potentially get Warcraft 3 for free if you just follow some of the guides I and some others have released as to how to make gold, and just convert that gold into Battlenet balance to buy the games. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys around. Peace out.